What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 80 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Manfred is once again gone from the map, and we shouldn't have to worry about the northern portion of Bathilda's new conquest. We will instead be heading south to destroy Manny for good, but also to start attacking Big Bird before he really does start annoying us. I'm hoping that Talakwa can also damage him a little bit. He only does have 5 settlements remaining, and he does share a border with Talakwa. Whether we attack Talakwa ourselves, I guess, remains to be seen. I do have to think that it should depend on whether we get a good agreement going with the last defenders. They won't like us killing Talakwa, but I would like to keep them alive, if nothing else, to get access to some of their units. Anyway, I believe we did pretty much everything that we needed to do at the end of last episode, so we're basically free to just end the turn here. I just want to see where, if anywhere, could we possibly potentially get attacked, and that's got to be with Peter. There's a decent chance that King Pentu march stances up while King Hakos attacks Peter directly, so in that light, let's level him up. If he actually needs any levels. Let's just take a look here. You don't have Wind of Death, but you, I believe, do. Though I suppose 2 Winds of Death couldn't be too bad. A couple more levels until Mentor, unfortunately. I guess we can get boost income for where you are. And then back to Peter. Now, Peter, you have leveled up the Vargeists, I believe, to the max via Creatures of the Night. And via Flying Horse. Deadly Power gives a power up to Crypt Horrors, Vargulfs, Darrels, Crypt Ghouls, none of which are here. And we have no carriages and no... well, I guess we do have 1 Mortis engine, but it's probably not worth it. Although, you know what? 1 point for an 8% ward save on the Mortis engine that is fairly critical to this particular army may not be the worst idea in the world. It's only a single point after all. You know, I kind of like that. Let's go Dread Knights. We're not going to get Carriages of Death. It's good as well, but there is not worth it. Now, in terms of the points that we have remaining... let's see, we have Immortal Horror, we do still want to get Bloodlust. Oh wow, we gotta be careful with our points. Yeah, we should be able to max out both of these trees, not completely go through them, but get most of the important stuff. That said, I still prefer the 8% ward save on the Mortis engine. It's just too good. It's too good to be losing it in a battle. So we'll do that, and then I guess we will... Let's just give it a quick count here. So this is 36... 37, presumably 38, or 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, wait, 47, 48, 49, and then 50. Yeah, we'll be a little bit short. Oh, well, actually, I guess 50 would have to be Grave Ward. Yeah, we'll have to skip War of Dark Majesty, we'll have to skip Sylvanian Marksman, though I guess we're only using a single unit. On the other hand, this is the only army where we are using one of these units, and we could, if we wanted to, later on get a second Sylvanian Handgunner when we have the option to. And I suppose if we're going to apply a single point just to upgrade our single Mortis engine, maybe it's worth it to slightly upgrade our handgunners. They have been doing pretty okay, to be fair. I suppose we could skip out on a lot of the casting tree and just leave it to the Necromancer, if we want to do it that way as well. Might make it a little bit different, but not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, you know what? This is the only army that we currently have that's using a Sylvanian Handgunner, so we'll use it. I would still like to build another army that's a little bit heavier on these guys, but on the other hand, I also like how they're left here to, you know, emergency defend anything they want, which is also not too bad. Otherwise, I believe we're ready to end the turn, so end it we shall. Minus any heroes that move, which we'll double check. Also, Blood Hunts is about to be complete, which is the last of our researchers, and is also the most useless one, but at least we won't have to worry about research anymore. Beautiful. So, let's check the heroes, and then let's end the turn, and Booster obviously doesn't need to move. Other Booster does not. Everybody's moved, which means, let's see if the enemy strikes. And we got like 3 temporary armies we really want to delete. They're costing us so damn much cash. But they need to be on the field for a few turns longer. I just saw a bunch of territories revealed. Interesting. Lord Skrolk has declared war on all of us. Okay. That is not good. Wait. All of our vassals decided to not join us? Wait, are we just... Does that mean war with everybody? Well, if it does, it ain't so great. Or it could also be a bug. I guess we're about to find out. It also might not necessarily mean war. I don't remember what happens when a vassal secedes. Whether it directly goes to war or whether it goes to... and just a change in relationship. And I can't quite tell. Wait, if this thing could just go over one of the vassals, would be swell. Alrighty, so what do we have here? Is it a bug? I think it's a bug. Noctilus, still vassal, ally mobilizes, yeah. Ooh, Itza's been destroyed. Ally outpost lost, Karant Kar, but that's because Karant Kar got taken by Valkia, which Vlad is gonna hunt down shortly. Well, maybe not shortly, but eventually. And yeah, it looks to be a bug. I don't think any of our vassals have decreased. We still have all the Elven factions, we still have the Drusian Enclave and Kislev. For a second I got a little bit excited about the prospect of suddenly fighting everybody, but then again, it's not like they would have had any chance against us anyway, so there's no real point to doing so. Also, where are you going, Orion? Where are you taking your stuff? You're taking it up north, eh? Okay. You know, that actually isn't the first time that I've encountered that particular bug where it seems like all of your allies just decide to say no. And I guess it may not be the last time either. Alrighty, it looks like King Yanhakat decided to be a complete coward about it and not attack Waller. In that light, Waller, you're going to keep moving up here all the way to Karagorud. I would actually ideally love to reach it before these guys do. But we'll see if we can manage to do so. Now, what are the forces of Manny that are still alive still doing? First of all, ooh, you failed to spot Jurgen, which means Jurgen gets to auto-resolve you to death, buddy. And we still have to take the damn Black Pyramid. Oh, please don't tell me you can move far enough away. No, okay, we're good. And that had me concerned for a second. We're gonna auto-resolve this because it's a waste of our time. And that was the last of Manny's followers up here. Let us go for a little bit of healing, because we will be needing this army again shortly. Speaking of the army, go into March Stance and move into... I guess go into Camry. And then... So it looks like Bathilda can't hit Mr. Felix Lichmore from here. She can hit Sudenburg if we want her to. And this is actually an interesting question. Do we go for Sudenburg? Do we go for Plain of Tuskers? Or do we just try to set up an ambush to kill Felix instead? He's, I believe, the very last of these armies, and... Whoa, what is Krok-Gar doing here? Where are you going, Crocky? Now that's Draika moving down to Orion's camp. Oh, don't tell me Crocky's gonna take Orion's camp. Also, speaking of Crocky, no dice in the alliance as yet. He doesn't like something. He doesn't like something we did, and I'm not sure what it is. Oh, come on, last defenders. Oh, they're probably gonna break their agreement if we allow them to. Let's give them a small gift for now. You know, let's maybe give them a couple small gifts until the red arrows become a single one rather than two. That wasn't enough? Wow, he really doesn't like something. Okay, well, screw that then. Oh, don't make us kill him. And it seems like the Ghost of Pochwoks actually like us more. We really gotta get a agreement going with them. I wonder how much it would cost for a non-aggression pact. 38k. I mean, it's less than a turn, but probably not something we want to do at the moment. They're also fighting Tor Elisor, which is another elven faction. I guess we could complete our collection of elves if we wanted to. And ooh, there's potential for another massive battle with Peter, with a full garrison and 2 armies at that. Now that seems exciting to me. Wallach, you are going to Bitter Bay. And you better not be bitter about it. Bay. Oh, I'm so stupid. Let us see whether we can get another tree. 27 is the cost, so yes indeed we can. Alright, so one of the zombies you have got to go. Which is unfortunate considering they're Vanguard deployable, but I'd rather have one of the Ancient Treemen. And then we need to get a little bit more. In fact, let's double check that we can't get another allied mission with the Wargrove, and yes we can. Alright, the only available mission is to kill Mr. Kalgakil, to kill Kalgakil. Okay. I guess we'll have to take that. Talzin, I don't actually care about what you have to say, but sure. Alrighty, and Arguelon. Mercy. No mercy for mercy. Akrak the Crow is all the way up here and will be taken care of already. And Be'lakor is still hanging around, not doing anything useful. Although, he might now be reasonably close to Vlad. Vlad is still waiting to get the defeat trait for him, isn't he? Wait, let's accept the Be'lakor mission. Wait, Druzhana Enclave, what do you want? Yeah, you can have Be'lakor as well. Arguelon? Wait, I thought we already accepted a mission for Arguelon. Huh. Well, we'll never defeat Nikari. I think this part is broken, unfortunately. In fact, I think this entire faction might be broken. Not Nikari's faction, but the Selvan faction. Because it's been in a siege for about 1,000,000 turns. And it's gone to 12, and I think it might have either gone up or it might have stayed the same. So, yeah, it seems kind of broken. Well, let's take King Pentu here, and I believe that's it. Lots of missions randomly. Okie dokie. Wait a second. Just out of curiosity, who declared war on us? Clan Pestilence, right? Vanaheimlings. Oh, wait, so these guys... No, they are at war with Clan Pestilence. Even though they refuse to... I don't understand what happened. I want to check the elves as well. So let's say Eataine. Yeah, you're also at war with Clan Pestilence, though you refuse to join the war. I don't know. Let them do their thing, I guess. Alright, Vlad, you. And just to double check, you don't have Bella the Ball, do you? Reichshammer, Blood Feuder, yada 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 yada. No, I remember chasing around Be'lakor with Vlad and we couldn't quite reach him. Okay, fair enough. He's up here. I wanted to send Vlad to Be'lakor's home and burn his house down, but I guess this is what we're gonna do. First, you're gonna go to Gorsel. Or do we send Waldakir there? We could send... Wait, what? Huh. Well, that's interesting. Is Draika at war with these guys now? I don't actually want her to take Wrecker's Point, because we were going to take that for ourselves. And you know what? Vlad, go here. Ah, you know what? Just screw it. Just take our now. Just take it. And auto-resolve it and occupy it. Holy heck, we took a lot of damage for that. Fortunately, we heal quite a lot, but damn. It was way more than it should have been. Yoste Gorsel. Guess we could send you to Be'lakor stuff. Auto-resolve this. Don't take 50,000 damage. Yeah, okay. Huh. Interestingly, the flying units basically didn't get hurt at all. And Gorsel being ours, that should complete the Wasteland territory, which is a very nice one at that. Let's immediately get Foster Terror for you. Let's immediately start getting that growth up and running, because we want to upgrade Marienburg to Tier 5 as fast as possible. A little bit jealous of my own Icked campaign and the ability to take Marienburg at Tier 5 instantly, and just to get all that extra trade income. Oh well. Alright, so Vlad's good, and Wrecker's Point should be the last remaining settlement of the Empire. We'll see if Draika declares war and steals this from us. In the meantime, Waldakir. So we need you to do two things. Stay here, but also move away. Wait. Stay here, and by stay here I mean move this way to Dietershaven. I suppose you could try to go around like this. It's not really staying here, but it's something. Let's replace some zombies though. Let's get one doggo and then make it a full stack. Oh, missing one unit. Okay, skeleton. There you go, buddy. Looks good to me. Then you're gonna march stance out to Wrecker's Point. Actually, just go right here at the edge of our territory, and then hopefully you can hit Wrecker's Point, and then you two together can take Dietershaven, and then hopefully delete yourselves because you won't be needed anymore. Also, Norden, let's get that wall up and running ASAP. And let's also upgrade you as well. And there we go. Hopefully we don't lose the places. Although we probably do want to hold on to some money. We should be able to get some anyway. Now, Henyu, you can reach Nan Li, so that's where you're going, and then Shrine of the Alchemist right after that. Colonize, please, and let's see how much this is worth. It's probably not worth a lot, but just out of curiosity. Nan Li is worth 14, Wang Chang is worth 19, so getting closer to that become vassal. I think there's a good chance that we should be able to vassalize the northern provinces and the western provinces by trading them all this stuff once it's a little bit, not buffed up, but higher tier. At tier 2 or tier 3, those things are going to be worth a lot more. We just got to make sure that we don't then lose them to the Blessed Dread. Maybe we'll even use this army to try to take Mingzhu here. Should be perfectly possible. Probably can't take Wei Jin, but I suppose one of our ghouls could do it. Speaking of ghouls, let's see what we can do here. Now, you cannot assault stuff. You can damage the walls if you like. And these guys don't have artillery, after all. Oh, are you gonna have to go into March stance? Yeah, you're gonna have to go into March stance. A little bit annoying, but what can you do? Alrighty, fine. Let us damage the walls, I guess. It's not like the place is all that concerning on the one hand. As in... damage walls or not, we'll still move in with our Mortis engines pretty much in a similar manner. Do you have buffs to damage walls? You do. More breaches, more Mortis engines in there at the same time. And I guess more Crypt Horrors. Why not? Screw it. I was gonna assassinate somebody, but I think we can just do this. Wait, is there any chance of actually failing this? Oh, there is. 68% success. So, maybe. And it's a failure. I should have jinxed it. I shouldn't have talked about it and I shouldn't have checked. But oh well. Arati. To the Fortress of Eyes you go, my friend. And it says close defeat, but we'll see about that when we get our second army in here. And get the Rampager standard on... I actually don't know why you have a Rampager standard. You know what? Don't put it on anybody. It'll serve as a reminder to me, because I'll want to put the Rampager standard on one of the Blood Knight Lords. And then you... Wait, maybe you can move close enough. I'm gonna try going here. Hopefully. We could also level these guys up, but honestly, I don't think it's needed for a single settlement. And... are you close enough? Yes, indeed you are. Okay, perfect. We've set that up. But we've got other battles to set up, and then we'll pick the best one to do the cinematic. Also, how are we looking over at Massive Fork Hall? Huh, it looks like they've moved away. And by they, I mean whoever's going to attack it. Alright, Rudy, you're gonna have to do it yourself then. Rudy always has to do everything himself. Alright, fine. Go here. Do you care about the attrition? Probably not. Just go up. I wouldn't be surprised if Grom tries to get the heck out of there. I think everybody around here should have learned to be very much afraid of Rudy at this point. Also, I didn't want to try to trade Quenelle away in order to trade to these guys, in order to somehow get Mousillon. Oh, man. It makes me so salty that it was relatively cheap to trade, well, relatively. It was doable to trade for Mousillon before the Couronne faction dies. Annoying if nothing else. You are going to go into raiding stance, and you're going to take out the... Okay, fine, what a... hopefully you can reach it in one turn. What's the garrison like here? It does exist. Stay in garrison, or stay in raiding camp stance, even though it raids our own territory, I guess. Wait, what do you need? You need 50, right? So you can move a little bit more? Like so? Hopefully this isn't bugged to the point that we can't go back. Yeah, it likes to do that, doesn't it? Oh well. Alright, fine then. Go into ambush, take the attrition for one turn, and hit the monolith. I have a suspicion these guys are going to go north to try to retake the Grayling Moot or something up here, but I suppose it doesn't matter all that much. Now, Dirk. You can keep going to the Tower of Crack, which you will defend before you inevitably delete yourself. Bellicor still needs watching, and who else needs to move? Alright, by the looks of it, unless Archaon is nearby, and he is indeed nearby, but is he reachable? He is indeed reachable, but will he fight? And oh wait, we need to put the these guys in here.
Very good.
And with these guys in here, he is still reachable if we want to fight Archaon. And the question is, what will be the better battle? The Archaon battle or the... Oh, hello. Huh. Looks like Serena Catron wants to fight him. No, I'd really rather you take Stormwrack Mount and expand your territories. How are you going to be a proper vassal if you remain weak? What I was trying to say before I interrupted myself like 6 times, then promptly confused myself, was that the battle with Peter, I think, is probably going to be better, because he'll be facing, like, 3 stacks at once. So it should be fun. So I think in that light, Peter is the battle that we'll do first, and then we'll see what time we have after this. So King Hakos, oh, that's a lot of chariots, damn. Alright, well, it'll be a lot of work for our cannons and our Vargeists, I guess. It's actually not a type of army that we faced ever, I don't think, with this many chariots. Sounds fun. Well, let's see what they can do. And they will not run. Apparently it'll be a close defeat. We have basically 2 full stacks and like a dozen chariots and, oh, even more chariots and horsemen and more chariots in the garrison. Wow, okay. It's weird not seeing Cetra leading all this, or at least the Ever Chariot leading all this. Okay, well, I guess too bad Peter can't steal our chariots. Anyway, cinematic time. This should be glorious.
Very well.
I love that sound. Alrighty, well, I gotta say, I am very, very excited about this particular battle. Peter's army was not really originally built to fight multiple stacks, at least that wasn't really the intention here, and we're facing off against 2.5. The reason I say that Peter's army doesn't intend to do so is it only has 5 units for its melee line, the 5 units of a Graveguard, and on top of that only has a single Necromancer as well, so it can't generate near as big a melee line as the other armies can. In that light, because this battle may be a little bit more difficult, as you can probably see, I put a little bit more thought into actually setting up our battle line here. Generally speaking, the more thought I bother putting into the battle line, the more I'm concerned that we may actually face some threatening enemies here. So in that light, what we're doing is, obviously we have our artillery pieces on the hill. We've got some of our Vargeist flying overhead ready to, you know, counteract the charges of the enemy chariots and the horses, whereas the other Vargeists are sitting here guarding the cannons and assuming that the enemy is going to spawn their Ushabti on them. Though, of course, if the enemy spawns them here, we'll just send either knights or the other unit of Vargeists at them. In addition to that, we've set up a nice little sort of semicircle thing here, and the idea is the enemy reinforcements are coming from this side, so they will run into the semicircle here, and we're going to try to hold this little hill, with both the Mortis Engine and the Necromancer healing and buffing everybody around. Peter is, of course, moving in. We also have our Sylvanian handgunners ready to fire through the gap here, or into any single target entities like Lords or enemy Scorpions. We're also going to be focusing the enemy Graveguard with our Tomb Guard. They wish they were Graveguard. Tomb Guard with our Fire Rain rockets, while the Grand Cannons are going to be targeting the enemy Ushabti and the enemy Sepulchral Stalkers and Necropolis Knights. Alrighty, there we go. Peter's going to get a Dragon Breath down on the enemy Tomb Guard there, and the artillery is going to continue doing artillery things. And I love the fact that this army has artillery. It's so nice. There we go. And the Fire Rain rockets already clearly doing a good job. We can also see the Grand Cannons firing in the background. Looks like they've pretty heavily damaged this unit of Necropolis Knights already and should be able to take it out fairly quickly and then switch targets to another high-value target. We also need to sort of hover overhead or continue spawning zombies here, and the reason for that is because of the hide ability of the Sepulchral Stalkers. We need to be able to see them to do damage to them, and thus we really want to see them because the Grand Cannons really need to fire at them. Also, for whatever reason, the enemy army was not going to attack us, and I believe the idea is, once again, since the AI has been doing this lately, it wants to wait until the reinforcements arrive, because it wasn't moving towards us even before Peter got there. So, yeah, maybe it will start now. Nope. It moved a little bit forward and then decided to move back. Well, it doesn't matter. Peter summoned his zombies and he's gonna get the heck out of here. Though the zombies are dropping fairly quick under our own friendly fire, so they won't last long. Not that it's a big deal, however, the Grand Cannons are going to continue working, knocking down those Sepulchral Stalkers, Ushabti, and Necropolis Knights. We are going to have to be ignoring the enemy Tomb Scorpions, but honestly, I'd rather knock down models with every shot rather than putting so many shots into the high HP pool for those Tomb Scorpions. Another Dragon Breath coming down on another unit of Tomb Guard with halberds now. And we do want to get all those Dragon Breaths on cooldown. And the artillery bombardment continues. Ah, I love how this army works. It works really well. I think it's a nice army. It's a nice army that isn't too crazily expensive. Let's go with that. Like, we have relatively cheap units here. Black Knights, much cheaper than Blood Knights, of course. Vargheists are almost free when under a von Carstein Lord. Maybe not free, but very cheap. We don't have the most expensive artillery, though I guess they're the most expensive things here. And then, of course, the single Mortis engine rather than two. Considering what this army has compared to other armies with like their multiple Terrorgeists and other crazy expensive units, tons of Blood Knights, etc., etc., I think this army does really well for what it has. You gotta work with what you got. Alrighty, well, the Ushabti do need to be brought down, though, lest they damage our more vulnerable units, as these guys are pretty scary, and the Grand Cannons are gonna continue working on that. The Tomb Guard of this first army have been very much decimated at this point, and though there are some units that remain, I don't think they'll reach us without being destroyed. That said, the second full stack and the half stack from the enemy garrison is on the way as well, and now there's a lot more enemy units on the field, and the balance of power remains in their favor. Fortunately, all these slow-moving Graveguard and other skeleton units are very much going to be susceptible to our fire rain rockets. Unfortunately, they're starting to run out of ammo. The enemy has also summoned its Ushabti on the field. I guess we've killed enough for them to reach the third level of the Realm of Souls, and they're going to summon them, surprisingly, right amidst the Sternsmen. I was expecting them, as usual, to try to target our artillery pieces, but it looks like we didn't need to guard them with our Vargheists after all. Still, it was valuable insurance. And it looks like these summoned units of the Ushabti are going to go down quickly, though they're going to be backed up a little bit by a Tomb Swarm coming down to damage our units of Sternsmen further. And now it looks like the enemy's skeleton horses and chariots are going to be heading up that hill that we were going to hold. At least the strategy with the semicircle here and this little mini fortress or whatever on top of the hill is working out fairly well. The enemy AI is certainly falling for our formation, and when the enemy lets you choose the form of engagement, it's generally not going to go well for them. Anyway, now let's continue our bombardment as the enemy tries to slowly move towards us. And at this point, even the Grand Cannons can fire into this. We just need to whittle down the enemy numbers. We do have a lot of ranged shots coming in as well, as there are a lot of archer chariots here, so we do have to be careful with those. And they are targeting the Mortis Engine and the Necromancer here. As we can see, the Necromancer is starting to take damage, the Sylvanian Handgunners are starting to take damage, and they're currently, I believe, focused on one of these Tomb Scorpions as well. So we do have to be careful. Over on this side, our Black Knights are running around trying to catch the enemy Tomb Kings that are here. There's a Tomb King here, a Necrotect here, and another Tomb King trying to attack our Fire Rain rockets, though fortunately this one is surrounded by Graveguard and by our Vargheists that were on the ground, so I don't imagine it'll be alive for all that much longer. Our Lord also managed to help catch one, and between the Lord attacking the Tomb King and the help of those Black Knights, I don't imagine they'll survive for too much longer. Also going to now move out the Graveguard here to continue buffing out our battle lines, and we're also summoning zombies every single time it comes up with our Necromancer here, just to hold back all those enemy chariots and other units. And we are still holding the hill. Over on this side, the enemy tried to charge us with 2 units of Necropolis Knights, which we immediately countercharged with 2 units of Vargheists, and they promptly ripped those poor Necropolis Knights apart, even though that's, I think, a fairly decent matchup for the Necropolis Knights. Especially as the Vargheists are fairly vulnerable, but we did have the heals and the fact that we had 2. And they're going to continue doing the same thing to chariots, etc. Very, very nice. What a glorious battle. Damn, Peter's been getting some good battles. This one's really cinematic, too. I love this hill-holding thing, this hill-holding dynamic that we got going on at the same time. I love it when late in the campaign you still just get absolutely fantastic battles. Rather than every battle being super easy, but I guess that's one of the advantages of building out armies that aren't just ridiculous doom stacks that are unbeatable. Cough cough Vlad. But that's not Vlad's fault. Vlad deserves the best. Other armies can work for their victories. Alrighty, and let's see what the enemy has left. The balance of power is now shifted in our favor and is going further. Our, I believe, fire rain rockets are now out of ammunition. The grand cannons are still firing and will continue to do so for a while, but the fire rain rockets now lie silent. These guys are going to try to take out the Ushabti, both of them I believe now targeting these ones with great bows, as they've managed to damage our Necromancer and our Mortis engine. In fact, our Necromancer has now reached his healing cap as well, so we do have to be careful with him. Our handgunners have been firing at the enemy Tomb Scorpion. In fact, I believe have brought it down, and we are still managing to hold the hill. Our battle lines have a little bit fallen apart, or at the very least are no longer cohesive, but that doesn't really matter. On the bright side, one of the Tomb King lords has fallen here. The next Tomb King should fall quickly, or should fall. Well, that's what I just said. Should fall quickly as well, and that should absolutely cripple the enemy morale. We've also started to move our Vargheists out into the enemy formations, and same with our Black Knights, who are now going to start charging enemy ranged units, as well as enemy chariots, both ranged and of the regular variety as well. And there we go, right into those skeleton archers, and the skeleton archers will not long survive a charge, even from Black Knights. They may not be Blood Knights, but they're certainly good enough to kill these guys. Alrighty, and the Vargheist in the background doing the same thing. The balance of power continuing to move in our direction, and looks like the enemy Lord is about a hit or two, in fact was one, away from death. With the death of the enemy Lord, as we can see, the enemy army starts routing everywhere. Looks like Lord incapacitated plus army losses is sufficient, and this battle will be Peter's. It came very, very close for the Necromancer, and is still being targeted by the remnants of the enemy archers, skeleton archers rather, and archer chariots, but it looks like he will survive, and so will the entire army. A heroic victory at that, while the enemy did outnumber us pretty heavily, and we ended up not losing any units, so I think that went pretty well. I also want to point out that we did not really have a good opportunity to use Wind of Death, and thus did not use it, so we didn't do any damaging spells there. Only zombie summons to hold the hill. Pretty impressive. Well done, Peter. Well done again. Alrighty, I had a feeling that was going to be a great battle, and I'm so happy that Peter, after waiting around so long, has been getting such fantastic battles lately. Good job, Peter. I'm proud of my boy. Let's see about what we want to do here. Now, we are going to heal up probably to full over the next turn, so it's probably irrelevant whether we heal or take the money, which means we take the money. Alrighty. Tomb Raider, enemy killed in battle, ally mission successful, and Mahrok is ours, occupied. And that'll heal us to full. Assuming, of course, that there isn't a stack nearby to attack us, and there does not appear to be. It might also be beneficial to raise another basic stack and just have it hit Libaras so that Peter doesn't have to do it himself. In fact, if Peter could move through here to Karagorud and maybe even to Mount Arachnos, that would be ideal. Khalid's over there herself, who we haven't had the chance to defeat, but we also want to trade Thorek a settlement so that he stops hating us. I'm still not sure why he hates us so much. It might be the fact that we have a treaty with the followers of Nagash. But, I guess who knows? Who knows? Now, what else can we do this particular turn? I think with regard to the next battle, we'll have to save it for next episode. Well, let's make the decision about Bathilda. Now, the question is, could somebody else take Sudenburg? For example, Jurgen here. Well, you know what, there is a problem. Arcan is at war with these guys, and if Arcan's at war with them, there's a good chance that they attack it. You know what, I think if these guys take out Bagar, then we leave them to it. I think I'd rather have Sudenburg be ours, and then move down and deal with all that stuff afterwards. So, Sudenburg, let's close victory? This is gonna hurt this army really bad, isn't it? Okay, let's see. Ouch, yeah. Let's hope that we can heal close to full. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. Ugh, I really don't like how the auto-resolve hates Bathilda's army. It should really learn. Now, in terms of this, we got a little bit of extra growth from the Crumbling Wharf, and it is a settlement capital, which means I think we'll prioritize growth instead of the walls, and we'll get walls second. Let's not bother collecting income here either, as more positive control will mean extra growth as well, because it'll take a while for it to level up. And we're pretty late in the game, so every turn takes ages now. Now, in terms of what else we have to do, we could summon another Lord at Bagar to make sure that Felix can't take it, and then just have them have them colonize Antok. Of course, that would mean more money loss, especially even more money loss if we summon another army at Libaras. Oh, speaking of Libaras, money, and I believe that's the important stuff for now, but yes to the money. Now, we did get, unless I'm mistaken, yeah, Maldwin is back up and running, but we actually want Maldwin to be the leader of an army, so not necessarily a good idea to use him for this if he's gonna need to build stuff. The question is, if he's gonna need to actually build stuff, where do we raise him that's close enough to a front line, one of the many front lines, but also, let's see here, 4.8k here, scrap towers. He'll also need to generate some extra troops. I think we don't use Maldwin for this, although if Maldwin takes Libaras and Doomglade, that'll be levels for him, and then I guess he could sail like this and join Wallach. Yeah, alright, fine, I guess that's how we'll do it. And this is gonna be you, Maldwin. And let's just raise you some random nonsense. It doesn't really matter what we raise as long as there's enough of it to take this little settlement. Now, if you're going to be an all-aerial army, whose stuff can we get? First of all, do we have access? Ooh, we do have access to the Skyjunks now. Well, that's interesting. So we could have flying artillery in addition to our regular units, our regular flyers, that is. Or we could have dragons. Oh man, that's hard. And we could go 2 dragons. Oh right, and then there's phoenixes as well. Oh man, 1,000 gold for a star dragon though. I wonder how a maxed out Terrorgeist stacks up against the Star Dragon, as in maxed out completely buff versus a non-buffed Star Dragon, because we obviously can't buff the Star Dragon. And Knights of Kaldor can't actually get Star Dragons, they're only up to Moon. Interesting. Then we do have Forest Dragon access from Durthu, do we not? Yes, we do. It was only worth 729 and less allegiance, unless I'm mistaken. Oh, I'm not sure. Ooh, wait. Dreadfleet, do you yet have access to Necrofax Colossi? No, you do not. No, you do not. They should have made the bloated corpses only cost like 1 allegiance or something like that, because there's really no reason for anybody to ever waste allegiance on these frickin' things. Even if they're fun, the fact that we can't get them back is it's just a no-no. Deck gunners, though. Damn, there's a lot of tempting stuff to build from our allies. Well, either way, we'll have to wait on that. Maldwin. Oh, I guess we could get him the Sylvanian crossbows temporarily while he works his way down here. And, yes, there's 6.2k casualties there, which means he could raise his air force from here with a bunch of Vargeists. In fact, wait, just out of curiosity. And we got 1 Vargeist raisable here. Oh, look, there's a black coach that we could have given to Bathilda. Alright, anyway, I think that's what we're going to go with there, and then we'll raise a Templord here as well. Oh, this is gonna cost so much. Is anybody free? Nobody's free. Okay, fine. I guess Nicola von Waldenhof is you, and we're down below 50k now. But on the bright side, we can raise a full temp stack here, and then use it for the for helping Bathilda out until we've dealt with these guys. And of course, once we've dealt with them, we don't have to worry about them anymore. And can delete 1, 2, probably 3 armies, which will put us back to like 80k or something like that. Anyway, we'll probably have to raise some stuff, but you know what, let's leave that to next episode. I think I'm going to call it here, as otherwise the rest of the episode would be a little bit too admin heavy. Next time we start with the admin, but then also we've got battles pretty much at the start as well. We have to have the siege at the Fortress of Eyes between the ghouls as they continue moving this way, and then we have the potential fights that are all going to happen here fairly shortly, and then lastly we have the destruction of the orcs at the Massive Orc Hall by Rudy. And then afterwards, he'll be able to go north and have some fun with, probably with Vlad together. We'll probably send them both up here to start A, annoying the Dark Elves, and B, annoying the Legion of the Gore Queen as well. Because that's probably the only real way that we would want to go. And yeah, we could invade Lustria, I'm just not super interested in it right now. Anyway, that's it. Stay tuned for more Vamps. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.